Hello, 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 everybody. How are you all doing? I'm back. Woo, woo. I sure missed you guys. It felt really weird to go for a whole week without touching base. Although, I should like encapsulate that because it kind of also didn't feel weird because the whole thing feels like a dream. Like it was such a strange place to be with strange weather, so different from here that it just kind of felt like a movie we all watched for a week instead of vacation. It was just so warm. I mean, pretty much as soon as we got out of Eugene, we know Northern California, even, it was warm, it was beautiful. Eating outside, it was just like easy and commonplace because the weather permits it. Not like if you're going to try to eat outside around here for COVID reasons, and but you're going to sit under a heater and freeze your butt off the whole time. So, um, yeah, even our last stop, which was in Boise on Saturday night, it was like 80 degrees when we were eating outside. So, the whole thing feels kind of like a weird little dream, but it was a really good trip. We learned a lot about what Campbell's interested in and not interested in, and it was great to see some people in Tucson. My husband's work isn't out of Tucson, so I got to meet some people that I've never met face to face before, and see some people I see like I don't know, once every few years. So all of it was great. We had a good time. The kids were absolute troopers, being in the car for long stretches. In fact, Campbell did some of the driving, so having a third driver was just like a whole new ball game. So yes, thank you. Thank you for the welcome back messages. Becca, you like my shawl? I'm gonna talk about that in a second. Whew, yeah, but I'm telling you, coming back from vacation, it's like a full-time job just to get caught up again. My inbox, I stopped looking at it about Friday, maybe Thursday night, because I'm one of those people who does not like the growing little red notification number when I'm looking at my inbox, like on my phone. I know people, Sandy Blue, who can have numbers in the thousands, and that makes my heart feel tight. That makes my chest feel tight. So mine got up to like 60 something, and I started to have like a mental problem looking at that. So I just totally ignored it. Like I couldn't even open it to page three to see if something was important. That had to wait till Monday. And so yesterday I spent several hours just going through and cleaning it up. And I know some people they're like 68. Oh. But that for me, that's unread. That's unread email. So I'm back. Yes. Okay, Julia, I know that you're my fellow cannot handle the crazy notification bag. You totally get what I'm talking about. Okay, should I talk about my shawl? I finished something on this trip, you guys. Did obviously I didn't do nearly as much knitting as I would like to have done. I don't know. Well, partially because I did some of the driving, but also I just always anticipate that I'm going to do so much more knitting than I actually do. So I probably did a decent amount of knitting. I got my old town going. I can't remember if I had started that. I think I got it started right before the trip because I wanted to get past the little provisional cast on. I finished this shawl, which had been started before the trip, and I cast on another sweater. So I'm going to show you guys all of it. Oh my God. I just saw Jen's comment that she has 65,265 emails in her inbox. I gotta go home and go to bed, you guys. That just makes my pulse race, and that's not even my inbox. Okay, all right. Back to the shawl. Okay, so what I got on right now is Martinique in Berroco Liana, which I have to tell you guys, this is not my kind of yarn usually, and I really liked it. The feel of this is, how can I describe it? It's kind of weighted and because it's linen and it's cool and it's crisp. And I absolutely, absolutely love it. So you can see it's really big. Um, this would be a really great transitional season shawl, or like if you're an Oregonian, you can wear this in the middle of summer when you go to eat and you sit outside and you need something on your shoulders. So it takes four skeins of the main color and three skeins of the contrast color, and then it does have a little crochet border. No, your eyes are not tricking you, but if you're not a crocheter, don't let that keep you away because this is very, very doable, manageable as a totally beginning crocheter. If you can get yourself comfortable making like a good chain stitch that's got even tension and then the single crochet stitch, that's all you have to know to make this whole border. So very easy, absolutely suitable to beginning crocheters. And then it makes such a really lovely edge. And yes, if you look on my Instagram, you can see I did pin out all of those little points on my edge. And being that it's this nice crisp linen yarn, they just dried so beautifully. Like they just stayed exactly where I told them to. So anyways, check this out. It's Liana is the yarn and Martinique is the pattern. And the rest of it is just totally mindless. It's periods of garter and stockinette stitch. So this was a really good project for the road, especially when I needed to just kind of have something mindless. So, yay, I finished something. Chain stitch, Julia. Yeah, ha ha ha. Julia's really good at the chain stitch, you guys. She is like lightning. Um, so off topic for just a second. I got poked yesterday, y'all. I am vaccinated. That's right. I got the Johnson and Johnson yesterday. And consequently, I'm a little foggy today. Now I have linen in my mouth. Um, so my husband and I both got it yesterday, and he doesn't seem to have any effects from it whatsoever. I had a terrible night of achy chills or sweats. My arm hurts. And then today I just woke up and I felt like I had a hangover. I had a headache. I felt like I'd been clenching my teeth. A hangover without the benefit of the fun party. And so please forgive me. I'm so on like I'm just not all there, I think. I've just been sitting at I just pull my hair the wrong way. I've been staring at my computer for the last hour, like that pretty much. So, after I'm done today with our chat and our Azalea meetup, I'm probably just gonna go home and chill. Hey, that's right, I got vaccinated. So anyway, I'm so excited. I'm so, so happy that the Johnson Johnson's available here now because when we left for Tucson, they didn't have it in our area yet. And my daughter actually got her first shot on our way out of town in Eugene because she's under 18 and nobody in our area has the Pfizer vaccine, which is the only one for 16 and 17-year-olds. And so she was able, and she qualifies. So she was able to get her first shot on last Saturday, which was so exciting. And then my husband and I found out we'd be eligible as of yesterday. And then Julia was on it and she let us know when appointments came open and oh, it just feels like such a weight off to have that done and know that in a couple of weeks I can feel a lot easier about everything. So, anyways, but it did hit me a little bit. So that's why I'm still nursing some second coffee because coffee definitely made me feel better this morning. Less hungover, like, oh, I just pulled this to show you guys. This is what Liana looks like, the yarn. So you can see it's got that really smooth linen kind of feel. It goes back and forth between matte and shiny. Um, just really beautiful. And it's really fun to pick out two different color combos of the Liana. Okay, let's move on, shall we? Um, so while I was gone, Miss Jan finished a shop sample and it is beautiful. So I'm going to show you all that. This is Scarfluffle, which is a pattern by yours truly. And it is just a little bit of a scarf thingy. That's why it's called Scarfluffle. So it's just a little neck scarf. It goes around, it's long enough to go around comfortably, has a little detail on the edge, and this is the perfect one skein project. So this is she made this out of Kelbourne Woolen's Perennial, which is this gorgeous blend here of wool and alpaca, merino and Surrey. So very soft, very lovely, and it takes one skein. So it's such a great pattern. If you've been holding on to that one special skein that you want to use for something, yeah, this would be perfect for it. The way I wrote the pattern is you do need to know where the halfway point of your skein is, like on a kitchen scale or maybe at your local yarn shop, because basically you increase till you have half your yarn left and then you decrease. And so that's what makes it suitable to pretty much any 100-gram skein of fingering yarn. So, yes, this is Scarfluffle, and I think Julia's dropped all those links into the comments. So if you're looking for it, you know where to find it, and it's very straightforward and easy. It's got a little bit of a hiccup for people because this lace edge here, this has a row that starts with the yarn over, and people's instincts are usually like, I think there's a mistake here. This says it starts with the yarn over. And actually, it does. It starts with the yarn over. You kind of cue your right needle up to where you're ready to start the row, and then you wrap your working yarn one time around that right needle, and then you begin the row. And that's how you start with the yarn over. It's totally doable. In fact, when I was designing this, I found this motif in a stitch dictionary, and I thought the same thing. I thought, that's a mistake. Guess what? It's not. Okay, so that's Scarfluffle. And Jan, you did beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So that is going to be a lovely shop sample. So guess what I didn't work on at all? That would be my azalea. It's so far along now that it's kind of like sunk to the bottom of my list in terms of what I want to do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You guys get like that? Like where you get a project going, hair everywhere, fiber everywhere. And then once it's like well and truly established, or you're, 2/3 of the way into it or something, it's just not that exciting anymore, especially when there's other new projects calling to you. So that's kind of what's going on with my azalea, but I'll finish it, I promise. But let me show you what I did work on. Okay. Remember that smooshie with cashmere that we got in? And then everyone bought it all up. So now we're waiting on our reorder. I got my Old Town started. I have been singing for years that I was going to make this sweater again. It's the gold sweater I've worn a few times that everyone's always like, what's that sweater? What's that sweater? I'm doing it. I'm making it again. And I got past the armholes. Can you believe it? So here, it starts up here with the back collar. I'm going to see if I can hang on to it in a way that kind of shows you the shape. There we go. That's a little bit. We're getting there. You get the idea, right? So we have, there. So I just put my sleeves on hold here. So this is done top down, and it has the most cleverest shaping. All knit in one piece. It's got short row sleeve cap here. This is where you pick up for the top. So it's kind of like a, oh crap, what is that? Bodice. Okay, I can't think of the word, but anyway, you do a little gather, you do a little increase right here, this right along this line, and then on the back in a similar fashion. So the back actually goes horizontal across the top back, and then you pick up stitches and go down, and you do a little bit of a gather here too. So that the shape of it just ends up being extremely, extremely flattering. There's the back neck there. I know it's not much to look at when it's stuck on the needle and all weird, but just you'll have to take my word for it. Well, my word, and the fact that everyone loved it when I've worn it the last couple times. So now I'm in the slog, 17 inches of body, but it's a really easy pattern to memorize on the front, the little lace pattern on the front collar, and then just back and forth. So I'm so stoked. And check this out. I am how many rows below the arms? I am 3 rows below the arms, and this is still my first skein right here. Can you believe that? Pretty crazy, huh? So that captured a lot of my brain time. Like when I had brain knitting, like I knew I was going to be able to pay attention. That's mostly what I worked on my trip. Here's that yarn. If you were trying to remember what yarn I was using, it's the Dream in Color Smooshie with cashmere, and my size is going to take 4 skeins, And we do have more of this on order because I know it got wiped out pretty fast. We have some of, we definitely have sweater quantity of some of them still, but more is coming. Okay, last, but of course not least, I also cast on my Nile. So this is the very beginning. This is the back neck, like the collar. And I've just got my raglan markers all set. So I'm basically kind of, this is a similar-ish construction to Old Town, being that it starts with the collar and then it goes down. So I'm kind of like this. Get that guy to lay down right here. If you can picture now that the raglan shaping is going to start. But this is what the pattern looks like. It's really interesting. Not entirely intuitive, at least not yet for me. I feel like I normally memorize patterns pretty fast, but this is a 20 row pattern and it's not quite. I still have to follow the chart every row. And this I'm doing in my my Tosh Farm Twist in Star Scatter, which we do have sweater quantity of that color still. We have sweater quantity of several colors, but I love how this feels. The pattern gauge for Nile is 5 stitches to the inch, and I got that on a 6 after blocking, so I think that's going to be great. So many fun things. I feel like I'm a little bit got my mojo back, just a smidge. So yeah, now I just feel like I need a nap. I hope you guys have been able to be doing some spring knitting. If you are still waiting on the yarn tasting, I promise it's still coming. We have that one last yarn. I just checked in with them today. They expect to get it from the middle this week and dye next week and get it to us. So that's the one we're waiting on. And then we will ship them out the minute we can get that yarn split up into the little samples. So hopefully by the middle of April. So, yeah, Isabel Kramer has beautiful sweaters for sure, Heidi. They're all so great. I agree. I think sometimes it's hard with hers because she's such a small person, and she models all of her sweaters. So I think I sometimes skip over them because I have a hard time picturing it on myself. And so, like with Nile, Ingrid was wearing it at our last Azalea knit along meetup, and everyone wanted to know about it. So she was talking about it, and I realized it would be perfect for this yarn. But I don't know that I would have looked twice at it if I hadn't seen it on Ingrid. Ingrid's a small gal too, but it just seemed a lot more, a lot easier for me to picture. So, but yeah, she does have really great sweaters, really great. So, all right, you guys. It's great to see you all again, and I hope to be a little bit more together on Friday when we next meet up. So I'll see some of you in just a few minutes in the Azalea knit along, and then the rest of you guys, I'll see you back here Friday. So take care, everybody.